नमस्सर्वेभ्यः शुभमध्याह्नः। विशेषविषयः इति अद्य णत्वम् इति नूतनविषयः। एतावत्पर्यन्तम् अस्माभिः समस्तपदानां विषये बहु ज्ञातं, तद्धितानां विषये ज्ञातम्। एवम् इदानीं णत्वम् इति किं भवति? किञ्चित् तत्र सन्धिकार्यवत् परिवर्तनं भवति। नकारस्य णकारत्वेन परिवर्तनं भवति, परन्तु सन्धिकार्यं न। तत्कारणात् पृथक्तया एतस्य विषये अस्माभिः पठितव्यं भवति। किं कृतं संस्कृतज्ञैः भाषायां नकारस्य णकारस्य तत्र मुखप्रयत्नभेदाः सन्ति। कस्मिन् भागात् उत्पद्यते इति। तत्कारणात् कुत्रापि नकारः बहु समञ्जसरीत्या वक्तुं प्रभवामः, अन्यत्र नकारस्य तथा उच्चारणं कष्टं भवति मुखात्। एतद् तज्ञैः सुष्ठुरीत्या ज्ञातं। कदा नकारस्य उच्चारणम् अतिसुलभं न भवति, तत्र णकारस्य प्रयोगः सुष्ठु भवति, अथवा अन्यत्र णकारस्य न नकारस्य सम्यक् भवति इति चिन्तयित्वा तैः यथा अक्षराणां समूहे कस्यचित् अन्याक्षरस्य प्रयोगेन तत्र प्रभावः नकारस्य उपरि पतति इति दृष्टम्. So they saw that there is an influence in the way in which our oral mechanism works to produce these various sounds. They saw that there is a heavy reasoning behind sometimes our mouth being prepared in a congruent way to pronounce a nakara in a more or less effortless way in the place of a nakara, or vice versa. In some places nakara is the natural emergence. When we intend to say na, the way in which the mouth has engineered itself up to that point due to the social impact of the earlier aksharas that were pronounced. Okay, one or the other becomes the obvious one. This is if you have trained your ucharana very well. Even after that, of course, if you have trained your ucharana extremely well, there is no specific necessary for this modulation. What they found is that despite extreme good training, it is better energetically to flow into a nakara rather than a nakara, or a nakara rather than a nakara in other places. So there are mutual exclusive type of environment setup in the way our mouth is shaped at the time it comes to pronounce the nakara. So there is a technology, parivartana technology at the pada level introduced, okay, in usage, as to how we take this transformation, not considering what the original akshara was. Of course, we never change a nakara to a nakara. That means we don't change na to na. We only change always na to na. So we go in this direction, never come back in this direction. Okay, that means if there is a natural nakara as part of the shabda due to its vyutpatti, right from dhatu level or from some other attachment level that it comes, we don't touch that. Nakara is a nakara, that is not due to nakara. Okay, but a nakara that is naturally present due to vyutpatti etc. can switch to a nakara due to a neighborhood influence prior to the pronunciation of nakara, not with any neighborhood of post pronunciation of nakara influencing it. Okay, so obviously when we do ucharana, what leads up to the point that we pronounce the letter really matters, because what follows is not yet having any particular influence on our contortion of the parts of the mouth and chest and voice box etc. Largely there is, because if there is a little look ahead sometimes and we prepare for what is coming ahead, but I think significant influence is what has led us up to that point so far. Okay, is what point I made clear to everyone? Anybody has confusion about what I am trying to prepare you for? Okay, I think I don't hear anyone, so I think people have understood what I was leading up to. So why did I have this preface? The reason is because people look at it and say, "Ayo, yet another thing. I think these pundits didn't have anything better to do. This is the default what you call lazy accusative tone that we develop with a comprehensive language like Samskrita, which tries to be technically very good." So in order to put that off, there is a better English word for that. In order to offset it, I have given the initial reasoning of why they went about doing this. Okay, all right. Observe the two words Ramena and Balena. Okay, both these words I apologize. Both these words end in Tritiya Vibhakti. But there is a difference between the two forms. In Ramena, na has changed to na, while in Balena it has not changed. When does na change to na? Where does anatva not take place? To understand this, you must know the following rules in connection with anatvam. Okay. Number one, nimittam. Nimittam is a little bit of a technical word as a cause. Okay, cause. Nimitta is in Nyaya they call this as cause. There are different types of causes, of course, in Nyaya Shastra. Beautifully they explain. Okay. So where there is light, there is either the sun or a lamp. The sun or the lamp is the nimittam, cause of the light, cause of light. Similarly, for natvam to occur, there has to be one of the letters, a repha. We never call it rakara. Remember, we call it repha. Repaha. There has to be a repaha, the letter ra, shakaraha, the letter sha, and rikaraha, the letter r. Remember, when we say ra, we are only referring to the r part of the ra, the repa part of the ra, not the akara in it. Similarly, when we say shakara, we only mean sh. Similarly, rikara is just r. Of course, rikara doesn't have any other swara attached to it. It itself is a swara, so there is no confusion with respect to rikara. Okay, so these letters are the nimittam for natvam. So we don't need a full repa along with an akara or anything to generate. Though it shows ra here, they should have actually put the halant symbol below. Similarly, after shakara in bracket, they should write sh with halant. Okay, potentially I should have done it, so I also have. Okay, and one more thing I have seen here is a little bit of undercooking in the text in Samskrita Bharati book here. Okay, they have just put rikaraha. Normally to a laukika jnani, rikara means rasva r, but that is not alone the influencer. Dirgha r also can influence. In fact, the first ever example they give has a dirgha r. So it's a little bit of self-defeating example. Okay, so you read this rikara as r and r, like I have shown, r and r, or some north pronunciation, ri and ri, like that. Okay, in south we go r and r, like that. Okay, so these letters are the nimittam, one of these letters. Okay, one of these letters can be the nimittam for the natvam. So they turn on that light to shine upon the nakara that may come later. Okay, all right. Actually, the Upama of a light is very good by Samskrita Bharati. I am thankful to that, because we can use that Upama nicely as I go forward also. Okay, so to summarize what they have told in so many words, Shabdaha, example, Kirnaha. Okay, there is a Repa here, see, on top. So Repaha is there in that. Okay, I am written Ra, but imagine Halantar. Then Krishnaha. Okay, there is a Shakara. In fact, there is a Halanta Shakara there without any associated Akara next to it. Okay, so that's Shakara. Remember, this is Shatkona Shakara. Don't think that Shankara Shakara will produce Ranatva. So Shankara Shakara is very Shanta. Okay, so it is not having any such intent to go and spoil the case for a Nakara. Okay, so only this Shatkona Shakara has that. Okay, and then Pitrunam, okay, has a Dirga R there. Swara R Dirga is there. Okay, so that is the Nimitta. So what has happened in all these places? Ana is seen, Ana is seen, Ana is seen. So this Repa has changed the Nakara to Nakara. His what should have been normally Kirnaha in its default Vyutpatti automatically is modified to Kirnaha. Similarly for Krishnaha and Pitrunam. Okay, in all these cases the Repa is right next to the Nakara. The examples very carefully chosen by Samskrita Bharati. So the light is shining bright because it is just before the very letter that it wants to influence. Okay, so all three cases it is the immediate previous neighbor. Okay, light shines bright. Okay, no blocking. Intervention of other letters between the Nimittam and Na. I mean, when I look at this, today I don't know, even after so much of studies, etc., today I don't know, I can recreate by thinking through all this the correct rules for Anatva. How much our ancients taught through this by actually practically exercising their mouths, consulting each other and concluding, I think these are the cases, is I would like to enter the room where these Vyakaranas were discussing this subject when they set this up. Obviously some initial setup was there and later on others found more reasons, etc., but it is interesting. Okay, intervention of other letters between Nimittam and Na. In the above examples, Nakara is found right after Nimittam. Correct, we saw that. Between the two letters, there is no intervention of any other letter, and hence Na is replaced with Na. Of course, actually, N is replaced with N. Okay, in the end, for example, this N is with A, that N is with Aha, this N is with Aha. So, yeah, so N is replaced with N. But in the example Ramena, between the letter Ra, okay, in this case Ra, okay, or Repa, which is the Nimitta, and the Nakara, there are three intervening letters. This is very important to recognize. Normally we think one intervening letter, right? We think May is the intervening letter, we conclude. Here we are not talking, when we say Aksharam, we are talking about the primitive Aksharam, not the Gunita Aksharam or the Samyukta Aksharam. Gunita Aksharam and Samyukta Aksharam are like samasas of Aksharas. So go back to the fundamentals and come to the primary table of Vyanjanas and Swaras and identify. So R, A, M, A, and then N, which has become N, 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 A. Okay, so this is actually a compound of R, A, 2, M, A, 4, N, A, 6 primitive aksharas. Okay, we have studied this in the very beginning in Pravesha itself. We have studied all this, but anyway, it's important to go back to that because for analysis purpose we need that breakdown again now. So we have to start seeing this beautiful Devanagari Lipi in its component forms, or the syllables that we pronounce in their primitive syllable forms as Swaras and Vyanjanas. Okay, so nimitta and nakara, there are three intervening, so atomic letters you can call this. Maybe these are compound letters, are like, more like the chemical compound letters. Like, so the atomic letters a, m, a. Still, natvam has taken place. So the repa is so far behind with three intervening atoms. Still, it has influenced. So very powerful influencer. So they studied all this, how the influence can be far flung, under what conditions it still continues. Still the contortion of the mouth due to repa or shakara or rikara continues to have its wielding influence, because other letters in between don't change the contortion that was inserted by the repa being pronounced, or the shakara or the rikara being pronounced, to have not got absorbed or disappeared by the time we reach the nakara. Okay, so it must be understood that even when there is the intervention of certain letters between the nimitta and the n, natvam still occurs. These letters are known as avyavadhayaka varnaha. Vyavadhayaka means blocker. Vyavadhayaka means a blocker. Avyavadhayaka means non-blockers. So non-blocking atomic letters. Avyavadhayaka varna. So they use varna. Okay, those letters that impede the change of na to na, which are not avyavadhayaka, are called vyavadhayaka varna. They are actually blocking varnas. Those that do not come in the way of the change are called avyavadhayaka varna. Little bit of repetition of what they started with. They just wanted to, in case some people look, define vyavadhayaka varna, a sentence in the book. Define avyavadhayaka, a sentence in the book. We are not going with that mentality. I am just saying they have just being cautious to say it again, right? Avyavadhayaka ha. Okay, now they want to list them for us. Okay, Panini lists them in a most compact way. Samskrita Bharati has expanded and given. Okay, all vowels, hrasva and dirgha, and ha, ya, va, and the letters of kavarga and pavarga are all the non-blocking letters. Okay, non-blocking letters, all the swaras, whether they are hrasva or dirgha, that is all the way from a through au. Okay, this is important. What happens if there is an intervening anunasika or visarga? They haven't talked about it, because in Paninian rule, he won't even consider anunasika and visarga, because they don't belong in the Maheshwara Sutra. That's why they are called ayogavaha. So that being the case, and the formulas being based on Maheshwara Sutras, this is for the question to the Pandits. So this has to probably go back to people like Rishivarya in Samskrita Bharati. So we will see if the subject is talked about. Immediately it popped up in my head. So what about Anuswara and Visarga? Because it's still treated as vowel in the way they teach us, but it is not. Okay. Anyway, Hayava, this definitely is Antastas. Okay. And the letters of Kavarga and Pavarga very clearly in the Vargiya Vyanjana set. But two Vargas, Kavarga and Pavarga. Okay. Kantastas and basically gutturals and labials, what we call it. The ones that based on lip closure. Okay. All right. A, I, U, R, A, I, O, Au, and Dirgha of the first four. Okay. So that means I think Visarga and Anuswara are blockers. That's how I am treating it, because it's not listed here as non-blocker. Okay. So for now I will take that reading. If an Anuswara or a Visarga comes, I will take that as a blocker. Actually, there is a problem with Anuswara is close to Makara, and Makara is part of the Pavarga, which is a non-blocker. So there should have been explicit clarity given on that in my mind. Anyway, I am shocked that this question didn't come to my own mind so far. It came just now. And hayava ka kha ga gha nga pa pha ba bha ma. Basically, they have expanded what they told earlier in 3 bullets. Okay. Then, if there is a letter other than these intervening the nimitta and the nakara, that means in between the reason, the causation and the affected party, Rinatva does not take place. So we don't modify the nakara. So because other letters are blockers for the influence. That means they withdraw the contortive influence that was introduced in the first place by the nimitta, by their own new contortions that they produce, which favors the nakara. Rahuna, a, h, u are in between repa and nakara. A, h, u, right? So a, h are non-blockers. U is also non-blocker. H because of hayava. So are not vyavadayaka. They are avyavadayaka. Hence natvam has they are not vyavadayaka. They are avyavadayaka. Yeah. I wish they put full avyavadayaka there rather than put not vyavadayaka. It's so confusing. My brain is also overheating. So these are actually non-blocking letters. So natva has taken place. Rahuna, like that. Okay. Maharajena. Maharajaha, Maharajena. Okay. So repa. But there is a jakara. Jakara belongs to which group? Cha, cha, ja, jha, nya. So chakara. Chakara is chavarga. Chavarga is not in the kavarga or pavarga list. So immediately that gets a blocking sign. Okay. So there is a jakara which is a vyavadhayaka varna between repa and nakara. Hence there is no natvam. Okay. All right. Any confusion so far? Except the confusion I introduced with respect to Anuswara Visarga? No. No. Okay.
Mahodaya, I had one doubt. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನ ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು. ರ ಶ ರ ಮೂರು, 1 2 3. ರ ಶ ರ ಅಂಡ್ ರ ದೀರ್ಘ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಂಡ್ ರ ಶ ಅನ್ನಕ್ ಬದಲು ರ ಶ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೆಟರ್. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಕಾರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದೇನು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ರ ಶ.
ಸೊ ಮಹೋದಯ, ವಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ರಾಮನ್? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ ಅಂಡ್ ಆ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಅವ್ಯವಧಾಯಕ.
There will be, see, ಒಂದು very good Bhagini is ready with the bullet. I like this class. This is what we call default rules.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, these are default rules. Then there will be what you call overriders. There is a whole book on this. If it was as simple as this slide, no, why is a book needed? So by our Rishivarya Janardana Hegde himself, a full book is there on this called Natvam. Actually it has 2 subjects, Natvam Nijantam, like that. Natva Nijantam. He somehow decided to combine 2 unrelated subjects into one booklet. That's okay. So 8 pages he has written with lot of references, exercises, etc. It's very nicely done, so that by the end of doing that, honestly, you would have learnt about it. And still he has managed to do it in a way that it is not cluttered with Paninian quotes, etc. He has tried to do it in a light manner that even a non-Panini grammar introduced person, which is a Samastapada in English, like, can access it. Okay, so there must be what you call exception rules by which they escape those things.
Okay,
so I am going to glance through that and give you an answer. It's not like on top of my head also. Okay.
Okay,
very good question. Maybe something about halanta is involved there, I don't know.
Padante
Mahodaya, can you repeat the question, Mahodaya?
Padante. So next it will come in the
Padante.
next slide.
Yeah,
Slide.
it will come.
So, but Bhagini's question is very natural. See, what I like about it is she is thinking, okay, Ramayana is there, and then she is thinking Raman. Why Raman didn't have Raman like that? Why not? So answer will come next. If it doesn't come in these slides, it will come in Natva book of Mahodaya. If it doesn't come there, we have to go back to Ashtadhyayi lessons and get the full maybe 30-40 rules that may be there. Okay? Huh. It's almost a whole prakarana. In Ashtadhyayi, Natva is a prakarana almost, like it has got its own section of rules and all that. Okay.
Sir, you want to go to presentation mode, sir, I think.
Oh, thank you, Varya. Thank you, Varya. Okay, no, just at least it's still in time. But we didn't lose anything. Everything was fine, and there was no state secret on the rest of my screen, so no problem. Thank you. Okay, so we will move on now. So good. I have very inquisitive students. Some students who already have gathered the full knowledge and giving us solutions. We will move forward into that. Okay, now before I move forward into further details, okay, next is actually straight away some more rules, etc. Anyway, so I want to bring some short notes from this wonderful book. Please try to, I mean, this is only you can't get a book cheaper than in Samskrita Bharati. $10. My God, I hope it's still $10. It may be
25 now, sir.
25 now. I think good of them. Even to ship it, etc. So even coffee is $25. So Natva Nijantam is a beautiful book. Okay, very small book. It's very nice. So Natvasya Prasaktihi, Natvasya Nishedaha. I have tried to gather from understanding again this subject from this book. Okay, so now this is a little bit what you call overload, because I have tried to go into a little bit Shastra mode here and there, not too much more deviant than what he has tried to simplify. So let's go through this. So Akhandam, okay, Sakhandam Padam. Okay, first what he introduces is a concept. Before we jump into Natva, Mahodaya introduces us to a concept called Akhandam and Sakhandam Padam. So Akhandam is asamastam padam, Sakhandam is samastam padam. A word with parts, a word without any pratipadika parts. Okay, like that. That's what he is using, that term. But he introduces the terminology because it helps later to reject when Natva happens and doesn't happen, etc. So Akhandam, Ramena, Arkena, they are all Akhanda examples. Sakhandam, Ramanama. Okay, Sakandam, Prayana, but na happened. So it's not always that every type of Sakandam rejects Natva. It almost, we kind of imagine here it rejects it here. So but it's just as an example I have shown. Okay. Now what is the Sakanda nature here? Upasarga Yukta Pratipadika. Okay, or even a Kriyapada somewhere. Avyaya Yukta, that can be an Avyaya there. Purvabhagaha Padam Eva. So even if it is Upasarga and Avyaya, for the purpose of this definition, we treat them as Pada only. Though they are not full grade Padas, they are treated with that sign. Okay, alright. That is the Sakanda Akhanda business. Nothing yet about Natva there, though I have thrown in some Natva into the equation. Okay, let us come to this arrow later. Rashabhyam no nah samanapade. This is the first simple, of course, with some extra adhyaharana added in. Probably Panini would have just written Rashabhyam no nah samanapade, maybe borrowed or maybe there. I don't recall now. Okay, so see how technically short he is. Okay, so what is this rush definition? What is this no definition? What is naha? This is very simple. Nakara. No is naha, utva. So naha, naha. Nakarasya nakaraha bhavati. So he uses pratama ekavachana to give assignments. Manini is very smart. So he doesn't want to waste words like nakarasya nakaraha bhavati. Naha, naha bhavati. Naha is actually shashti. Naha is nakarasya. In his brain, na is a shabda which is declining as an akaranta, some nakaranta pada. Because na, nakaranta pada. So naha, rajnyaha, like that, naha. Okay, so naha, naha, nakarasya, nakaraha bhavati. So shashti is the left hand side and pratama is the right hand side in Panini's mathematics. Is the most mathematical way of using language is his language. Okay, and rashabhyam, here is used a full proper vibhakti. Okay, so basically due to the influence of rush letters, and rush letters for him is r, sh, r, re, pa, sh. Okay, how he came to rashabhyam, how it expands, we will see that later. Maybe it's from the Maheshwara Sutra. We will have to inspect. I should have put the Maheshwara Sutra table here, then we could have understood. Okay, sometimes he comes with additional nomenclature of cluster of letters also. Okay, so that's the first one. So this already, this single simple formula, rashabhyam nonaha samana pade, okay, so it gives us all the context required to understand the first primary 90% reason why natva happens. Okay, so he has not yet talked about blockers and all that, of course, blocker, non-blocker, but at least he has started out setting the nimitta, the influenced party, the replacer that replaces him, and in which context, in when it is in the same pada, not between different padas, like that. Okay, if there is an avasana, it is not. So first few things he has defined off in such a short manner. It took maybe half an hour for us to understand, but it's in one simple formula. This is the power of sutra granthas. Okay, after that the others will come and put paragraphs for us to understand that properly. But later on, all that we have to do is memorize this much. Rashabhyam nonaha samana pade, and we know the whole thing. Tuck, 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 everything comes to our brain. So next rule. Okay, I am going little outside syllabus, guys. Don't get concerned by this. See this. See this. Almost unreadable, but everything is meaningful. At, kup, wang, num, vyavayepi. When there is an at letter, when there is a ku varga, when there is a pu varga, that is hidden, that pa is there. Pu with ang is pwang, so there is a yan sandhi, and he is not separated them. He knows, oh, my readers are good grammarians also, they know how to break this down. So at ku, wu, pu, ang. Okay, when there is an at letter is I, un, rul, ruk, e, ong, hayavarat. So all that all the swaras and hayava and repa itself get included. There is no danger in including repa itself in the list, because it will become a new influencer anyway. If one repa is followed by another repa, the first repa is becoming redundant, second repa takes over as the new nimitta. So he included it anyway in his at. He didn't try to shorten the set. But anyway, he couldn't have eliminated repa from the set, because hayavarat, you have to include repa in any sanya. Okay, pratyahara, that's what it's called. At is a pratyahara. Okay, so ku is a shortcut in Panini for kavarga. Pu is a shortcut in Paninian world for pavarga. In fact, he calls it ku with the anunasika sign. But anyway, so, and ang is a specific upasarga that is not talked about here, but so for now we will leave that from the equation, because it will get into too much science and all that. So vyavayaha, so he uses the word vyavayaha. So vyavadhana, what we used in loka, he just shortens it to the most cheap form available. Vyavayaha means in between letters. Vyavayaha is a letter in between. So when there is an at as a vyavaya letter, or a ku varga as a vyavaya letter, or a pu varga as a vyavaya letter, or if there is some kind of ang, I don't know how this plays. So even if that is there, then also no naha. So we have to imagine all that below So this is api says, okay, additionally under this condition also natva happens, is what he is saying. Okay, very nice. So the explanation will be long. Vyavadhane satyape natvam r sh repa at kuhu puhu, means kuhu puhu is not right, ku pu I should have put, na will become na. So this is the mathematical expansion of his statement. So I have already explained what is at. See, repa again, I just highlighted it, but I spoke about why it doesn't matter, because it will introduce a new repa. So kuhu or ku is kavargaksharani, pu is pavargaksharani. So ramena r a m e n a. So a m e, a belongs to at. So I have shown that breakdown here. A is an at, m is a pu, and a is again an at. So because of at, pu, at, there is no blocking. So repa influences. Atah natvam. Evameva vargena ramayanam arhena ityadishu. Okay. Next rule of his is like this. Pratipadikantanu vibhaktishu pratipadikanta num vibhaktishu cha. So he is very killing. This is too long for him to have used, for somehow he has used this. So pratipadika shabda. So pratipadikanta num vibhaktishu cha. Okay, sakhanda pade api ante sati natvam. Even if it is a sakhanda pada, if the nakara is at the end, natvam will happen. Okay, so purve all these nimittas at kupu uttarante. So purvasmin pade nimittam, purvasmin padabhage rama ityatra, but aparasmin padante asti chet tatra natvam bhavati iti. Okay, so that's what I have chosen. I don't know what is this num doing. I haven't understood that. I have to check.
Sir, actually, natva nishedha, that is in the end, padante sthitasya nakarasya nakara na bhavati. Yatha
हलन्तस्य अत्र किमपि अस्ति, अत्र स्वरयुक्तस्य भवति इति किमपि स्यात्. उत्तरान्ते स्वरयुक्त नकारस्य णत्वम् इति, एतत् तत्र इतोपि स्यात्. Maybe I have undercooked the definition. Okay.
Right, sir.
For example, Ramayanam has an additional okay, so it is okay to take natva. That's what may be the num business. Okay, and that's what maybe num is doing about this halanta business or something, or halanta business. So shurpanaka. Okay, so repa is in the purva bhaga, nakara is in the uttara bhaga. Natva did happen. Sanyayam api natvam is the rule that allows that. When there is a sanya, when we don't treat the parts as anything distinct, we don't go behind the vyutpatti. Okay, once it takes up a sanya pada sign, like Ramayana is a popular sanya pada, so we don't anymore do purva bhaga, apara bhaga, samasta pada, and all that analysis is broken up. For normal laukika samasta pada, which is not already a established sanya, which is an established sign, we do all that analysis using the rules. But for a sanya pada, we treat it like akhanda pada. Okay, that's what is this question. So that's why natva is happening in Ramayanam and Shurpanaka. Okay, because these are now the name of a lady, is a popular sign. Same with Ramayanam, like that. Okay, which permits natva. Okay.
Sir, otherwise also it is permitted, right? Because after ra you have a.
Other blockers should not be there. No. Only thing what this rule is stating, don't break it up and treat it as two parts and take rules related to Sakhanda.
Okay.
So Rama Nama is not a sanya. So natva did not happen due to the break. Though nimitta and the nimitta was there and non-blockers were there in between, a and m and a. Okay, natva didn't happen because sanya nasti, Rama Nama iti sanya nasti, Ramayanam iti sanya asti iti natvam. though both are suffering similar situation as far as natva rules go. Only because this was treated like one word due to sanyatva, it took natva. This one was not treated as one word, so it didn't take natva. Okay, that's what natvasya nisheda will come explain that. Okay, nisheda happened there.
Yes, sir.
So so see, we are only studying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some 7, and also some of these are not in Panini's term. So a few rules only. There are a lot more rules than what I am showing here. Okay, na padantasya. Okay, padante asamaste padante stitasya nakarasya णत्वं न भवति raman harin trin. Okay, that means these absolute last letter types. Okay, fine. So these are absolute last letter. So if it was having another one more, even a swara, then natva nisheda may be there. Nisheda may not be there. I mean, Ramanam, for example, am is there. So nakara is not in the last position technically. Okay, all right. So na babhu pu kami gami pyayi ve pam. Remember, boys in the young ages used to memorize all this. Okay, so this is a Paninian term. Again, it's a compound of various things. Okay, so bhu, bha, bhu, pu, kam, gami, gami, maybe two dhatus indication, and basically for these, whenever these dhatus are involved, okay, also nisheda. That means ebhyah kritstasya nasya no na syat. Kritstasya means kridantasya, something like that. Okay, so whenever these dhatus are generating a kridanta path of a namapada or something, and there natva cannot happen. So paribhavanam. So though repa, bhakara, vakara with non-blocking intervening, okay, because bhu dhatu was involved, bhava is bhu dhatu generated, so you cannot have, this is a kritsta of bhu. Okay, so you cannot do natva, you have to block. So this one is we have to now list this. I have listed only bhu dhatu, bha dhatu and gam dhatu. Of course, we need to break this down. Basically, we have to go to ashtadhyayi.com, search for this keyword and go and read more details. Okay, this is enough for now. In fact, this is slightly out of syllabus for now also. But anyway, take this. Okay, so there are specific krit forms of certain dhatus, limited list, small limited list, which again block the natva. Very interesting. Okay, all right. Na nashehe shantasya. So nash dhatoho shakarantasya णत्वं न भवति, something like that. Pranashtaha, not pranashtaha, because of sha coming later. There is a, we take it through a contortion into a sha. That is pranashtaha. We take the sufferance to help the shakara pronunciation, I think. A lot of high engineering, high vocal engineering involved in determining this. So na nashehe shantasya is one more rule. Just as a sampler I am giving how specifically he goes to very narrow zones and defines rules. Okay, and then va nimsa niksha nindam. So when there is a ninda shabda and nimsa and niksha, some those places also no natva. Okay, that means though they are belonging to the non-blocking class, don't do natva like that. Okay, actually nakara anyway would have a blocked, right? Oh, this is the one that is influenced. Sorry. So parinindanam. So it doesn't become parinindanam. Though repa ikara is not a blocker, repa is the influencer, ikara is not a blocker, but natva is not taken because it belongs to nind. Okay, so nind, niksha, nims don't take natva due to the posterior influence. So far field effects are taken to negate the natva. Though from left side there is a force of natva, from right side there is a force of cancellation. Look, far field effects. Pah. So this depth Panini goes. Which grammar goes like this? Tell me. Also makes it tough. Okay, so this is all extra. Just forget it. Textbook has something and we will study that. Okay, here are some more examples. So they gave some more examples. Vitrinatvam, Kshatriyanam. So Repa is there. Ikara, Yakara, Akara. So Ikara, Yakara, Akara listed. Nimittam Avyavadhayaka Varnaha. Avyavadhayaka because Rinatva has happened. Okay. Brahmanaha, Brahmanaha of Brahma, Shashti of Brahma. Brahmanaha, Repaha, that is there in this Repa. Then Akara is there, Hakara is there, Makara is there. See, A, H, M, A. Then, 1 minute, I'll mute Nagaraj Varya. He loves unmuting his microphone. Rupyakani. So, U, P, Y, A, K, A. So far away, Nakara changes to Nakara. All non-blocking letters, quite far. Rupyakani, not Rupyakani. Okay. So basically, what they have identified is moment a repa has started in your mouth, these intervening letters are keeping the contortion going because they are pronounceable without modifying the contortion. So Natva required like that. Pa, repa, u. So this is the nimitta in all this case. Repa is the nimitta. Remember, in this case, Kshakara has a Shakara which could have become a nimitta. But because the Repa came later, it becomes a new nimitta for the Natva. Okay? Imagine that. There is actually a Shakara as a nimitta, but because it's behind the Repa, it's not taken into consideration. The most closest Repa or Shakara or Rikara is the one who becomes the nimitta. Closest to the Nakara, which comes later. Okay? Grihani. R is the nimitta. Ha, A, and that's it. So, H and A. Okay. Vrishabhanam.
But in the Kshatriyanam, the Sh is a Shankar Sh, right? It's not the.
No. Shatkona Sha Bagini. Try typing Ksha. Kakara Shatkona Sha will make Ksha, not Kshatriya Sha, not Shankara Sha. Verify slowly. It is the fact. Okay. Vrishabhanam. R is there, but Shakara is also there. So again here, no, Shakara takes over the nimitta title. So be very careful when you identify nimitta, guys. Don't jump into the kupa. Okay, don't jump into the well quickly. So look for a new depth alert. So Sh is there. So this is a new nimitta. No other guy, Nakara. So this is the nimitta. Sh has then Akara, Bhakara, Akara. So Akara, Bhakara, Akara, nimitta is Shakara. Though there is Rikara here, there Rikara was the influencer. Here it is Shakara. There also Shakara had a Shakara which couldn't influence because Repa was further later than it, closer to the action. Okay. So this is an exercise because this is the primitive knowledge we should have to identify the nimitta and the Vyavadayaka or Vyavadayaka varnas, etc. Okay. Without Natva, Mari, Chena, Rashmina, Karyadarshina, Vartalapena, Drishyamanam, like these words, right? So here Repa, E, Ch, A, Na. E and A are non-blockers, but Ch is a blocker. So actually, technically, we should make a 3-column table. Nimittam, Avyavadayakaha, Vyavadayakaha, or Kaha also. Potentially, there can be more than one Vyavadayaka. Okay, so, and make a double list. It will be nice exercise rather than only list the Vyavadayaka. Okay. When there is no entry in the Vyavadayaka column, we know it is Natva, like that. So, Rashmina, Repaha, Sh. Okay, so here Repa is here, Akara is there, Sh is there. Okay, but Akara is a non-blocker, but Shakara, Shankara Shakara is a blocker. Whereas Shatkona Shakara is a nimitta, Shankara Shakara is a blocker. we pronounce it so poorly nowadays that we don't even hear the difference between Shankarasha and Shatkonasha. Shatkonasha requires the back of the mouth and all that. Shankarasha is front of the mouth. So it's supposedly quite different in pronunciation. We have lost that. Okay, Karya Darshina. So Repa is there here. Okay, and then Yakara. Yakara is in the higher word set, so not a blocker. Akara not a blocker. Dakara. Ta tha da da na. So Tavarga. Two letter this is. So it is a blocker. But I jumped into the well too early. This Repa is not the one under consideration. There is another Repa here. So the Dakara, Yakara all go out of the equation. Their blocking, non-blocking doesn't matter. After this Shakara, before this Shankara Shakara, there is a Repa here. Dar, this Repa. This Repa is the one that could be a potential nimitta closest to the Nakara, but there is an intervening Shakara, Shankara Shakara with a Ikara which is not a blocker. Shankara Shakara blocks so there is no Natva. Like this, Vartalapena. So here Repa. So tu varga is blocker, right? So tu is a blocker. L is also a blocker because higher it doesn't have lakara, so that is gone. That lakara comes in a rule just before higher which is hal. No, sorry, not higher next one, I think. I wonder what was the next one? It's not coming to my head. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, Drishyamanam. Learn. Thanks, Bhagini. So learn has the lakara. It's standalone, single letter. Pratyahara for itself. Actually a whole sutra for itself. Lakara is so important, looks like. Actually there is some they say learn has a anunasika akara and all that. There's a lot of things there. Anyway, drishyamanam rikaraha. Okay, so this here is dr has a r. You almost don't see it, but it's there. Dakara, below that the dr. So this sh is a blocker. Ya is not a blocker, ma is not a blocker, a is not a blocker, but sh right away it blocked off. So that is the cause for blocking. So nimitta is r, the blocker is sh, vyavadhayaka. Okay. So now time for you guys to practice this a little bit so that for the exam you know how to do this. So, but before we jump into Natva question, because the section is also about Samasa, there is some Samasa questions. So please put your hands up quickly, some of you who wish to participate. I will call out one by one. Ado nirdishtani. Actually, I think I'll still go single rather than call out crowdsourcing because it's like not so useful. Adho nirdishtani vigraha vakyani avalambya samasta padani likata. So using this definitions, write the samasta pada, but in our class we are going to identify the type of samasa also. Okay, looks like everybody has eaten very good lunch and I only have 3 hands up. So Narayanan Varya, first couple of them for you.
Devarayah iti raja. Devaraya rajah.
Very good.
So atra sambhavana purvapada karmadharena.
Sambhavana, because vyakti jati. Very good. So Rajan goes to Raja. But this is coming in the rule number 1 they explained, not in the Purvapada Nalopa. Purvapada Nalopa seems to be generic. In the Uttarapada there are some specifics involved. So we have only seen Rajan and one more pada there, I think Shakti, which was not even a Nakaranta. It was another weird Ikaranta Pratipadika. Okay. One more, sir.
Gananam Raja, Ganarajah. Shashti Tatpurusha.
Shashti Tatpurusha. Very good. Okay, again, basically these examples are the where this Pratipadika variations are happening. That's what we are practicing. But as an additional thing, it will be nice to do this work. Okay, thanks, Varya. So, Prema Shripati Rao Varya.
Ayodhyayaha Raja. Ayodhya Rajah.
Ayodhya Rajah. Very good, Bhagini. Dirgha Akara should be kept. Ayodhya sorry. Ayodhya Raja.
This is also Sambhavana Purvapada Karmadhare.
Bhagini,
Ayodhyaya Shashti Tatpurusha.
what happened to you?
Shamita Mohdaya.
Okay,
Ayodhyaya Raja
looks
is
like
Shashti Tatpurusha.
Prema Sripati Rao also can do mistakes. He is also a human being. Thank you.
No, there are so many talking in the hall, Mohdaya. I
No
just
worry, no worry,
entered
no
the
worry.
hall
I was
and
just pulling your leg. Okay,
Sorry.
don't worry. One more to set your record right.
Shastrinaha Griham. Shastri Griham.
Why
This is
Shastri Griham? Why Dirgai?
I can make it as Shastri Griham
What is,
also.
you can make it. What is needed?
Because Shastri is the Ikaranta because of Shastrin Shabdaha.
How that is Pratama Ekavachana form. Pratipadika is Shastrin.
Pratipadikam is always Shastrin. So Nakara Lopaha.
So can you make
so
it Shastri Griham is the question now. Can you make it Shastri Griham?
No, I can't make it.
You
Mohdaya,
can't
because
make it.
Shastri,
Bhagini is
Shastri
totally out of form with both the answers.
Sorry,
What is the type of samasa?
Shastrinaha is Sashti. So Shastrinaha Griham is also Sashti Tatpurusha.
Shashti Tatpurusha. Well done. Okay, Shastri Griham. Okay, be careful. Remember in the exam, Prema Varya answered Dirga. Then you will write correctly. Okay, Shastrin becomes Shastri. Next we have Raghav Varya, Raghav Pense Varya.
Sorry, sir, it's me, Shweta.
Oh, Shweta Bhagini. Oh, very good. Say hello to Raghav sir. Continue Bhagini.
This is Sharma plus Varyaha. Sharma Varyaha.
Dirga or Harasva?
Dirgha only.
Why? This because okay, in Laukika Bhasha we always know it Sharma, so we think of Akaranta like that, right? It is actually Sharman, Nakaranta Pada. Okay, at least here we have to be triggered. Everything here is about some exception rule relating to this Lopa and all that.
Even I was thinking but not getting like...
No problem. So, Sharma Varyaha. Okay? What type of samasa?
This will be again... I don't know. It could be Shashti or...
How can it be Shashti?
Visheshan Purva. Karmadhara Visheshan Purva.
Why it is Visheshana? Why not some other variety? Is Sharma a Visheshana to Varya?
No, then it is Avadharana.
Sambhavana. See, there are many Varyas. Sharma is one such fellow. Okay. See, finally this Sharma here is a Sangnya to some Varya. Right?
Yeah, correct.
So, Sharma Varyaha, Sharman Shabda, Nalopaha, Sharma Varyaha, and it is a Sambhavana Purvapada because of Vyakti Jati. Okay?
Yeah.
Varya Jati, Sharma is the Vyakti.
Yeah, correct, sir. Yeah.
Our Vyakarana Jati is very, very expansive Jati. It's like in using that, for example, I have 1000 Jatis. I also belong to some Varya Jati if people consider me respectful enough. So, yeah. Okay.
Mahodaya.
Bhagini.
If it is Sambhavana Purvapada Samasa, in Vigraha Vakya they should have given Sharma iti Varyaha, na?
They gave plus, I don't know, Bhagini.
Varyaha?
I think some editorial error. They should have given a Vigraha Vakya. I also wondered like you, what is this sudden Sandhi type of placement like this?
In fact, very much clear.
This is a illegal Vigraha Vakya. Though they stated above Vigraha Vakya ni avalambya, this is not a Vigraha Vakya. This is some Graha Vakya. So, Sharma iti Varyaha, something like that would have fit. Correct. Good question. Edit next book edition, maybe they will correct it.
Sir, in the rules section, all Nalopa where they have explained, they have given this plus sign only.
Okay. I mean, they're showing for some reason that way. I am not appreciating it because we should stick to the Shastra of how the Vigraha Vakya is constructed, right? Sometimes we are not even allowed to just throw in cha where it is not allowed, etc. So, it's a little off-balancing, off-putting. Because this, just like Shailaja Bhagini said, na, it may not be Samastapada, this looks like some Sandhi, why all this, even in Sandhi maybe Lopa happens. No. Sandhi cannot go about doing Nalopa, Pilopa and all that, unless there is some Sandhi rule related to that. So this one is basically a Samasta Karya's business. Okay. So this is, this should have been Sharma iti Varyaha. It could be there are other ways to construct it, but to our simple brains, there is a Varya Jati and Sharma is a member of that Varya Jati is fine for us. We'll take it. Okay, nobody can defeat us with that. So that was number 5. I think one more is there for you, Varya.
Phalam cha pushpam cha. This will be phala pushpe.
Phala pushpe. Very good.
Dvandva samasa, iteretara dvandva only.
The question now that comes to my mind is why they threw this in. This is not an alopa, because they talked about the overall samasa rules, about dvandva, how you should put in Dvitiya Vibhakti, maybe something related to that. Okay, why this now here? But you answered it perfect. Phala pushpe itaretara dvandva. Maybe you forgot to say itaretara. Dvivachanam napumsake. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thanks, Bhagini.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Asha Dikshit Varya.
Yes, sir. Shakha cha upashakha cha shakhe.
Very good. What Sandhi you did there, Bhagini?
Dvandva only.
No, Dvandva, right. Sandhi was what?
Acha, shakhe. A plus shakha plus u. एक मिनट हाँ सर
A plus U O.
O bhavati na.
What Sandhi? Very simple. Pravesha Parichaya, everything forgotten by Bhagini. Guna Sandhi.
Yes.
Okay, Guna Sandhi. When A, O comes, Guna Sandhi. I, O, etc. Vriddhi Sandhi. Okay, very easy to recognize. Okay, so Shakopa Shakhe, and that is because Strilinga Dvivachana also has this A ending. Okay, so yes, what kind of samasta it is?
It is a dvandva samasa.
Within that?
Itaretara
dvandva. Well done, Bhagini. You got it all right. Okay. So don't forget to identify Swara Sandhis, Visarga Sandhis. Yes. We should revise. Actually, it's good to go through that once this early now, 2-3 weeks before the exam. Once you go through those sections once quickly, so that you are re-familiar. At least if those of you who are my students, you have that simplified charts and formulaic slides for the Sandhis, Visarga and Vyanjana Sandhis. That will help you, okay, to do a quick revision without wasting too much time. Okay, one more, Bhagini.
Govindasya Sakha. Govinda Sakha.
Very good. Okay, Govinda Sakha. This is Sakha Shabda also next that suffering. So Govinda Sarasva suffering. So Govinda Sakha. What type of samasa? Shashti Tat Purusha. Well done. This one is Govinda Sakha, Shashti Tat Purusha. Saki goes to Sakha. Actually, Pratipadika is very weird. In the Pratama Ekavachana, Sakha, and after samasa, Sakha, Akaranta. But it started out as Saki, which sounds so much unlike a Pullinga. We have to survive with all this. Thanks, Bhagini. We now have a competition between Shailaja and Pratima. But Shailaja got to answer a question, so I will favor Pratima Rao. Pratima Rao, last two for you.
So, sorry, I did not understand how Sakha became Sakha.
Good. Sakha is Pratama Ekavachana form of the Sakhi Pratipadika, which is a Pullinga Pratipadika. Today morning we had enough argument around it. Bhagini shared the thing in the page in the WhatsApp group also, I think. Okay, so this Sakhi Pratipadika, okay, loses its Ikarantatva and becomes a Akaranta Sakha Pada as far as Samasa is concerned, not otherwise. So in a samasa it will become sakaha, sakhau, sakaha, like that, like Rama Shabdavat. Govinda sakaha, Govinda sakhau, Govinda sakaha, like that. Okay?
But that is not for all ikarant.
No. I mean, I don't know yet. But probably in the family of Ikaranta, in the Sakhi sense, few more that may be there also, perhaps. Most likely they will also have the similar treatment. Okay? Nothing else is coming to my head as to what other type of word similar to Sakhi is there as a Pullinga. Very quickly going to ashtadhyayi.com, looking for Ikaranta Pullinga Shabda will give us a few more.
Right.
And then maybe we can do some digging up to see if somewhere some Samastapada with them is available. It's not easy, but yeah. At least in this book they have taught about Sakhi. So I don't want to also commit because my knowledge is also fairly limited here. Okay?
Thank you.
But I think it won't be limited to just one word. There will be a family of such words. Typically this, whatever has the prototype of Sakhi Shabda with similar declensions, like Sakhi had Sakha, Sakhau, Sakayau, Sakayah. Oh, Yakara was there. Sakayau, Sakayah. So any other word which is some other Ikaranta which is having Ayau, Ayaha, Ayau, Ayaha might actually suffer similar treatment in Samasta. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
The rule number 1 gives only 2 words right now, Rajan and Sakha.
That's what. I wish they had at least said in brackets. They should have said in brackets there are a few more words like this, if nothing else. But nothing is said there. Okay? All right. So, whom did I call? Pratima Varya, patiently waiting.
Yes. Uttamaha Sakha. Uttama Sakha.
Uttama Sakha.
This is a Visheshana Purvapada Karmadhara.
Very good. Very good. Good friend. So,
Mukham cha Nasika cha Anayoho Samaharaha. Mukha Nasikam.
Very good.
This becomes a Samahara Dvandva.
And Mukha Nasikam, anything you can say about it?
Yeah, it is Napumsaka.
Samahara
Dvandva is always Napumsaka.
Always Napumsaka. This is what we had learnt in today's morning's class. Very good.
Collections of Mukhas and collections of Nasika together.
Not many Mukhas. One Mukha and one nose, like face and nose type. I don't know why this Mukha Nasikam comes as a Samahara usage in Sanskritam. There will be, maybe related to Pranayama. Sounds like Pranayama Samasta. Okay, all right.
Collection was one or more than one.
But here it is Dvivachana, Anayoho. See the fun. Mukham was Napumsaka, Nasika was Trilinga, but Samahara is Napumsaka. So Uttarapada, Purvapada, no treatment like that. Anyway, in a Dvandva they have what you call simultaneous right, but the Samahara Dvandva forces the Linga. But in a Dvandva which is not Samahara, the latter word takes the rulership.
Yes,
how you order? It would have become Mukha Nasike.
Oh, Mukha Nasike.
Bhagini again made a small mistake. Dvivachana. Yes. Okay? Yes. Thanks, Bhagini. Okay, so now we have few more exercises. Others can please raise the hands. Not the same guys who answered. Please, let's have some activity. I'm torturing you only for one more weekend. Bharatvarya. Adho nirdishteshu padeshu natvasya kim nimittam purvatana varnascha kaha iti likhata. This is a little weird question. I didn't like this, but you do your best. I don't know why somebody needs to know purvatana varna and all that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I didn't like this exercise myself when I was filling it in. But let's do it honestly. Kshatriyena. Repa is the nimitta. That is good enough to identify this repa, this strike here. Okay.
Takara is the purvatana.
Takara. Yeah, this repa below, just before this repa is this halanta takara. So takara. Okay. Yes. For Vishnu Varya, you do it. Vishnu.
Vishnu Shakara. Then Ikara.
It's very weird why they're asking the previous letter what role it plays. Suddenly it's as if they lost their marbles because till now nothing was said about Purvatana Varna. Maybe it is just to exercise our brain. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Fifth number is going to, sir, strike us. I was just doing it. So
No. Fifth number they have made a mistake. I have noted it. It struck me also like you. It struck you. Good thing you are trying out all this.
It has gone off the rocker, sir. Yes, sir.
One more you do, sir.
Should I do the second one?
Yes.
Namaskarin. Repa and Akara.
Because the Ekara is afterwards. So Purvatana Varna for Repa Nimitta is Akara. Repaha Akara. So for Repa you write Repaha like I have done. Okay? Don't write Rakara and all that. It's a I'm just not for you alone, Varya. I'm just telling generally. Remember to say Repaha for Repa. Okay? Akara. Thanks, Varya. Well done. So now, good number of guys are ready. And Shailaja Varya should be invited. I rejected her in the first list. Shailaja Varya, you go.
Mushnati, Shakara, Nimitta, Ukara, Purvatana Varna.
Well done. One more, Bagini.
Repa, Nimittam Repa, Ukara, Purvatana
Varna. Well done. Okay. Thanks, Varya. We have Rajiv Varya.
So in Ramanam, this is it's Shashti Vivakti. So it's a Khandapadam, Swakhandapadam. So it should not take Natvam.
It should take Natvam because it's a Sangnya. You forgot. Okay. Mahodaya did all the analysis other than give the answer, but it's good.
Okay. I'll give the answer.
It is not a Sakandapada. It is Akandapada only. Ramanam. It is.
Ramanam is Akandapada. Yeah, it's not Ramayana. Correct. It's not a Sangnya. It is Ramanam is Akandapada. So I think there was a fault. Thanks for Shailaja Varya. I also was thinking of Ramayana instead of Ramanam.
Okay. Nimittam is Repa.
Purvatana Varna?
There is nothing.
Nothing. Correct. So we should write dash and Nasti. Okay. They have put Akara or something in the book, totally putting us off the bail. Okay. So it's like somebody gave the list of words saying you please prepare the answer for this, and whoever was writing the answer was too scared to ask Janardana Varya why have you given this exam. He said, okay, let me be smart, put the letter that is afterwards as the answer. This I imagine almost in 1980s this happened. Okay, so leave it alone. So next one more, sir. Kumarena.
Yes, sir. Ra is again the Nimittam.
Repa is the Nimitta. Never say Ra. Yeah.
And Akar is the Purvatana
Varna. Ekara is post. So don't get confused by that and put that as the Purvatana Varna. It's after the Repa. Okay, well done. Repaha Akara. Shravya Varya.
Yes, Mahodaya. So Madrunam, that is Repa, Mahodaya.
No, Ru is not Repa. It is a Nimitta. It is a Nimitta, not a Repa. Ru is the Nimitta. No Repa there. No Repa.
Okay. So Ru is Nimitta and Akara is Purvatana Varna.
Varna means what? Varna doesn't mean Swara. Varna means Varna. So before R, what is there? Takara. So Takaraha. Okay. Rikaraha and Takaraha is the answer. Okay? One more Bagini. As Bagini, Shravya Bagini is, pitching the average age of this group way low. So we'll give her one more example to do.
So Chitrakaranam, it is Repa and Tukara.
Okay, good. For the first Repa, that is takara. But is that repa the nimitta is the question you have to answer.
Mahodaya, I did not understand.
See, in Chitrakaranam, how many repas are there?
2 repas.
2 repas are. Which of them is the nimitta?
Mahodaya, both.
No. What happens? It starts out being a nimitta, and we move forward, no blocker, no blocker. Then repa itself appeared. When repa itself appeared, that takes over the nimitta title.
Okay.
So, the closer repa that is closer to the nakara is the nimitta.
Okay.
In the end. Okay, good. I am very happy that you did your analysis so that we corrected you, because we spoke about it during the lesson, but sometimes a whole 1.5 to 2 hours I torture you. You may not be able to focus at the level that you need to focus. So you would have missed that discussion. So this later repa is the nimitta. So now what is the purvatana varna for this repa?
Akara.
Akara. Very good. Not takara. Okay. So the answer is repaha akaraha. Okay. Well done. Maybe now with this 8th example, I am starting to understand this reasoning why they asked for purvatana varna. Now I see some logic. In fact, every example should have had double repa, double nimitta. Then it would have been more exercise, because somebody will pick up the wrong nimitta and wrong purvatana varna, 0 marks. Okay. So the purvatana varna is like an identity tag for the current nimitta, if the word is chosen correctly, of course. Okay. Potentially that was the intent, but somebody didn't build the exercise very smartly. Only Chitrakaranam is giving the reasoning behind this question nicely, because you see Bhagini faltered. Okay. You see why that was set up like that. Okay. Thanks, Bhagini. 2 you have done. So now okay, we have Muralidhara and Divya. So 1 each I will give. Divya, Variya, you go. Ladies first.
Karma karanam.
Karma karanam.
Ra is the repa is the nimittam.
Now there is a repa here also.
The second one. Behind na.
Behind na. Very good.
And akaraha is the purvatana.
Akaraha va katham.
Ka is there. Akara.
Akara. Hrasva akaraha. K has a there. So hrasva akaraha purvatana varna.
Purvatana.
Well done. Thanks, Bhagini. Muralidhara, Varya.
Mहोदय. क्षामेण
शकारः अस्ति. पूर्वतनवर्णः kakarah. Varya answered correctly. He has understood the science pakka. Okay, see, ksha had k and sh. Some Bhagini was asking about this, right? See, k and shatkona sh make sh. So that kshu itself has both the nimitta and the purvatana varna built into its symbol, but we have to know to split it and identify. So shakaraha and kakaraha are the answer letters. Okay, thanks Varya, well done. So I think now with a last few exercises, I think we got some good challenge. Okay, so with that we finish this exercise and well past the time limit. So we will see maybe a little bit more of these exercises and all we can catch up next Saturday, but I will be mostly in hurry mode. Let us see how much of exercises we will get done. And so next weekend Saturday let's gather again. Okay, and I'll try to do decent honor to the 10th lesson, and see in between I'll try to prepare a question paper prototype type of thing. Maybe very quickly present it in the class, but more importantly share that PDF with you for your reference. Okay, and about the 11th lesson, most likely I'm going to just leave it to you guys for perusal. If time permits, maybe some examples we can take a quick look at in the class, but I think it is quite self-pursuable. Okay, I don't think there is too much value I can add. Let's see. time being short, because I only one weekend is left for me. That is the problem. Okay, because if I extend it to another weekend, I think some of you will go on strike with me, so I don't want to do that. Yes, Asha,
I think there is a Patra Lekhan and everything in 11th chapter. That can be useful in our.
Yeah. No, 11th chapter the questions will come. You're right. Time is short. That's what we are running short of time. That is the problem for me. I don't have a problem teaching that.
Yes.
Let's see if we can schedule maybe some weekday classes for those who are interested. But I don't want to push it till further weekend. So maybe some weekday evening classes we can finish.
Sir, I have a suggestion. That we can overlook the patra writing part totally, but essays, if you could give a few hints, sir. Just 10 minutes, 5 minutes on essays.
Okay. Let me put some time for them.
Nowadays, yes, sir. Letter writing is not nowadays pursued much.
No, that is true, but in the exam it will come.
It can be asked in the exam.
Yeah.
Importance wise.
Yeah, it may come. भवत्याः मातुः कृते संक्षिप्तपत्रम् एकं लिखता, something like that may come. Who knows? Why not?
Emails.
Email. Ayo.
But that is interesting, no? Writing later in Samskrita.
Yes. Indeed. In fact, writing it in good Kannada is also a good exercise nowadays. My mother used to write in a very compact way with lot of shortcuts we used to use in the 15 paise postcard. Yes, Bhagini.
Previous this thing, Pravesha or something, somebody send a one slogan like thing, Rishi Vanamayam Chatat Salesham. That is a snippet for the Natva.
Oh. I'm not aware of this. Very interesting. So, I mean, it teaches everything, is it? That example?
Rushira, that is a Ru, Ra and Sha. Vanamayam, so the Na Ma Vaya. That's the thing. And Chatata Salesam, that is a explained one. मैंने वो paper रखा है. I will put the photo.
Please put it. We will look at it. It seems to be something interesting about Natvam. I was not aware of this ever. Interesting. Okay.
Actually, in Pravesha only, and at that time it was very difficult to understand. But ये chapter आया तो.
हाँ, ठीक है. प्रवेशा में भी मैं भी कुछ ऐसा पढ़ा नहीं था. क्या है? ठीक है.
It was not there in the syllabus. But somehow
the Guruvarya taught it. Oh, very nice. Okay.
No,
okay.
Taught by Guruvarya. But the class fellow sent it on the group.
Okay. All right, Bhagini. If it's still available, share with us. We will look at it out of curiosity. So thank you, everyone. Have a nice balanced little weekend that is left, and see you all next Saturday. I will see about this additional things which will otherwise get missed out, whether I can conduct some sessions, if I have to go into some weekday sessions, I will just do that. Okay, those of you who can make it, for the rest recordings will be there, but I think live class is where the animus is better. Okay, recording is lame way of learning. Thank you guys, have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.